All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, we have another magical post from Eddie, right? Eddie, the Unifade Walker, the ultimate shill for Dragon Age the Veilguard, has decided to say they want to deplatform me because why not, right? I mean, at this point, this is where we're at, where if you make a trans character in a video game, that's offensive in a game that literally preached about you being able to make a trans character. The only people who can make trans characters are apparently the ones who are trans in real life. I never understood this again, but this is where we're at. So apparently Eddie, good old Eddie, decided that these people who are inciting death on trans characters and by proxy, you got to love that, right? You got to love the proxy thing. And by proxy on trans people do not deserve a platform to operate on. This is the issue we should be talking about. The active trans hate in the gaming community. The evidence is all there. And then decides to tag YouTube and Twitch. And what are they doing? They're tagging and they're utilizing a post made from Airbagged about my joke about trans accessories in the video game when they were constantly talking about trans ideology in the character creator.
What? What the fuck?
Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, I have said this many, many times. Dark humor is absolutely allowed, and it's allowed on YouTube, and they're going to try to pass it off as if it's not allowed. But YouTube has told me many times through and through that it is absolutely allowed on the platform. There is nothing that, you know, this is why comedians are allowed on YouTube. Why do you think Dave Chappelle's clips and everything like that are allowed on YouTube? Because even though some of them are dark humor, it is still humor at the end of the day, and it's fully allowed. Yes, I did make a joke about trans characters in Dragon Age the Veilguard, of course, and I didn't even make the joke on YouTube, by the way. I made it on Twitter, but of course they're trying to utilize Twitter posts to try to get people deplatformed on YouTube. This is like, what, the 5th time that they're trying to do this now? The 6th time on my account, and I'm not the only one. Obviously, a lot of people on YouTube have gotten attacked by a multitude of these creatures, and it never works because at the end of the day, freedom of speech is a thing, and you are allowed to speak and make jokes about certain situations, no matter how dark it may be, no matter how offended you may get, you're allowed to make jokes about it. Well, Eddie has decided to try to deplatform me, and I had a nice little response for Eddie that I think a lot of people should know about. So let's get into this video. But of course, before we do, guys, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, of course, Eddie is one of those people, like I said, is a major shill for Dragon Age the Veilguard, and they're using this opportunity to try to grow their platform. I don't blame them. Get your bag, Eddie. Congratulations. Although it's not really working that well for you. And then, of course, Eddie decides to say thank you to Airbag for always providing the context they leave out and for having our backs. I never left it out. It's still available on my Twitter page. Never deleted it, and if it's gone, that means somebody reported it and it probably got auto deleted, but I didn't delete it, so it's there for you to see. And they're getting absolutely roasted, obviously, on Twitter. You got Will the Fan say, oh, a joke, I must be offended, you guys are pathetic. James Opp with the good little banger here. Pretty funny that you are quoting someone who literally threatened to kill someone else. Double standards much? Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that really quick. So we got good old Eddie, right? Eddie decides to use the proxy argument by saying, since I'm making jokes about trans characters in BioWare, a game that has legally allowed you to make trans characters, apparently that's wishing death on real trans people, okay? Now, that's the funny thing about it, right? So I can make a joke about an in-game accessory for an in-game character, and that automatically means that I want it to happen to people in real life. That's the reach that they're trying to go with. So I'm going to go with the same reach, okay? Eddie, before I read my entire response that I personally tagged YouTube on, I tagged Twitch on, I tagged Elon Musk, I tagged Dragon Age, I tagged everybody. So did you want to tag people? We can tag people too. That's perfectly fine. So I find this interesting, Eddie. You want to make this about a proxy. You want to make this about violence through proxy. I find it very interesting that you are doing essentially the same thing. So while we're at it, YouTube, if you're listening, I wonder if you advocate for Unifade Walker, which is Eddie, quote tweeting and supporting a person who has been caught using this platform to wish actual literal death on a real person, which is me, by the way, and with his followers. I don't personally care, which again, I don't care because these motherfuckers are never going to get 2 feet past my lawn, but that's okay. I don't personally care, but I find it ironic that the person who made this post, who is talking about safety, is okay with wishing deaths on others through proxy of quote tweeting someone actually wanting death on a real person. Isn't that the same argument? Eddie tried to argue violence through proxy, but is doing the same thing. Your thoughts, YouTube? Is this allowed? Screenshots below for reference, and obviously I have the picture that everybody sent me about Airbagged wishing death upon me and do something about hammers and whatnot. Again, I want you to realize something. I genuinely hope you have more than a hammer, because again, if you have just a hammer, it's not going to end well well for you, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Airbag, again, I've blocked Airbag, but he can't stop talking about me because let's be real, I make him famous. That's really what it is, right? I make him famous. I make him money because Airbag has proven to be a grifter. He's admitted this on Twitter. He's openly said that he makes money from Twitter, and this is the reason why I personally believe he does posts like this, because he knows he's going to get engagement from the crazies and he's going to make money on it. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Make your money, bro. I'm okay with that. I will never say for you not to make your money. Unlike you that constantly tries to get people deplatformed, I'm perfectly fine with you making your money and doing these silly ass little death threats that you think are going to intimidate anyone. I think it's perfectly fine. Make your money, bro. That's perfectly okay. But again, I want to understand the mindset of Eddie, Unifade Walker. I want to understand the mindset because you are saying that it's violence through proxy, but you're literally doing the same exact thing, wishing violence through proxy of quote tweeting someone who actually wants to hurt someone in real life versus a character joke in a video game. So that's that. I find that to be very interesting. And again, imagine being angry at a character this legendary. I want people to understand that. How are you angry at a character this legendary? The memes are astronomical. I mean, they are hilarious. We reacted to them on Saturday Night Hypnosis, and everybody is loving McDuggins. They really are. McDuggins is an absolute fucking legend of a character. But again, if you don't want me to make it, BioWare, if you're listening, Dragon Age, if you're listening, if you don't want me to make this character, why did you allow me to make this character? If you don't want me to name the character what I named it, why did you allow me to do that? Again, this is not my fault. This is BioWare. If you have an issue with the character McDuggins, you can go to BioWare and ask them to remove the features that enabled me to make this character in the first place. And that's if you have an issue with the actual character. But let's be real, ladies and gentlemen, this has nothing to do with the character. This is not about the character. They're not mad at the character. They don't like me. They want to get me deplatformed. They think if they get me demonetized on YouTube, that that's going to somehow ruin my life. And I keep telling them that they are absolutely retarded for even thinking that way, that this is going to be literally nothing. You can demonetize me on YouTube today, and I'll still be uploading tomorrow. I don't need YouTube's money in order to do it. I obviously run it as a business, but to self-sustain itself. But at the end of the day, if it means that I got to sustain it myself, I absolutely fucking will. You're never going to get the message removed from it. You're never going to. And even if you get the channel banned, I'll get a contract with Rumble tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. And I will have the message out there and people will be watching it just as much as they were before, if not more, because you're going to Streisand me. That's exactly what you do. The more you try to cancel me, which is, again, it's amazing. They don't understand this. The more they try to cancel me, this is like the 5th or 6th time now, the bigger I get. So keep doing what you're doing. It is what it is. So anyway, this is my response. I said, hey, thanks for the shout out, McDuggins, appreciate you. And then I said, hey, YouTube, just so you're aware, I made a character that was legally allowed to be made in a video game, Dragon Age the Veilguard. It is a character that can be made with the available creator that is in the game. If the character is not allowed to be made, then it is up to BioWare and Dragon Age to fix the issue immediately and remove the options in the game they allow for the said character to be made. Last I checked, you do not run their game or their terms of service. If the name of the character is an issue, then it is up to BioWare and Dragon Age to address the issue in their own game and ban certain names from use. Although I'm not sure why they would ban the name of the character, considering it doesn't break TOS in any way. And again, the character's name is Suicide, right? So it's literally Suicide, right? It's a play on words, but it's not even the real word, and they're still mad about it anyway. If the post made on the platform X is a problem, then I am unsure what YouTube or Dragon Age can do on Elon Musk's platform. I'm already not monetized in any way on this platform, unlike the person you quoted, which, by the way, I'm not monetized on X. I got demonetized months ago, and I've never got monetized since. I don't care. I don't need the money from X. I don't need the money from any of this shit. I'm not monetized on it. I still post on it anyway. I still utilize it anyway to talk to my fans and everything. I still utilize it. So what the fuck? Like, you're going to try to get me, taken down or something for a post on X on another platform? Like, what are we doing here? What's the strategy? So there is no gain to be made here. The only person, and again, Airbag is 100% monetized and has posted his earnings from his rage bait comments. So there's that. The only person who can say this is an issue is Elon Musk, considering it's his platform. I doubt he will speak much on it, though. So considering all of this, I am unsure why YouTube would get offended on your behalf. Also, Twitch doesn't even get my gaming content, so no idea why you tagged him. Yeah, apparently they tagged my Twitch, which, again, you guys know from my streams, I make fun of Twitch all the time. I don't utilize Twitch for my gaming streams. I don't utilize it for any of my gaming content. So to tag Twitch is fucking useless. What the fuck? You gonna ban me on Twitch? Oh no, I'm demonetized on Twitch too. I don't give a fuck. You can ban me on Twitch today. I don't care. So again, Eddie, What are we doing? What are we doing, Eddie? Shouldn't you be focused on making videos talking about Dragon Age the Veilguard and how amazing it is and how you feel seen and all this stuff? Shouldn't you be focusing on that instead of trying to focus on suddenly trying to get me deplatformed? Because at the end of the day, no matter what, you just don't want to admit that all of this has to do with envy. It has to do with jealousy. You wish you were me, and I understand that. I get that. Perhaps you're attracted to my voice. It could be that too. But at the end of the day, you should focus on your own channel. You should focus on getting those views up, buddy. Because if you're going to act like a man, then stop acting like such a bitch. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.